Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Brand new technologies. What can I say? With that said, let's continue with our discussion with Brock Weaver versus Roosevelt Roberts. I'm pulling towards Brock Weaver. With that said, Roosevelt Roberts does bring an interesting fight with a 9-1 record. Yeah, he has a mix of TKO and sub victories with a few with a couple of decision wins. So I'll be interested to see how he'll face against Brock Weaver. I did notice that Brock Weaver is kind of a slow starter. So I think Roosevelt Roberts will give him some problems. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I disagree with you because obviously you brought up that point. Like I was like when I thought about like what you said, like that you thought that Brock Weaver was gonna win, like but he's a slow starter. Like if anybody
Yeah.
has seen his performance
Uh huh.
and didn't watch Contender Series, it wasn't the most spectacular one. It
Right.
reminded me of like Sean O'Malley's performance, which is literally the worst thing I've ever seen from him because he's actually way more exciting
Mm.
in the UFC. So
Interesting.
Roosevelt Roberts' problem, he is actually to me you said like he has a record of finishing people TKO style. Like he is the more powerful fighter in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. In terms of like Brock Weaver can knock someone down, but Roosevelt Roberts is going to knock you down first, and
Right.
it's gonna be a huge problem. You're probably like he's not even one for a reason, and like I understand like obviously Brock Weaver is super tough in general, but like if you're a slow starter
Mm-hmm.
and Roosevelt Roberts like hits you and clips you, you're pretty much done in my
Yeah.
opinion.
That's how it happens. So yeah, because Brock Weaver's mostly a striker, so yeah, I think that's what he'll be relying on, unless he brings some new tricks to it. So unless that, with all that said, I think I'll be going on Brock Weaver's side for this one.
We disagree once
Uh,
again.
all right. Alrighty, let's move on up. This will be my favorite fight. This is Spike Carlisle, the Alpha Ginger, versus Billy Quarantillo.
All right, this is what I'm talking about. Like this
Yep.
fight, I really wanted to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I know Billy a little bit more personally,
Okay.
but I will say that Carlisle, no joke. If you guys saw his last fight, he
Yes.
was quite the trooper.
Yes.
Obviously,
Yes.
and I did not at all think that he was going to win that fight, but he is 9-1 for a reason.
Yes.
Not a fan of the braided hair for him, but other than that, Billy Tarantino, he is no joke. He also came from a promotion. I believe it was LFA, if I'm not mistaken. Like it was some other promotion, and then he got his start in the UFC. And so I don't know, man. Like I like Billy. Obviously I know him a little bit more. Spike Carlisle's not someone to be sleeping on at
Mm-hmm.
all.
Yes. Yeah. This will be. Yeah, I think this will be a don't blink fight. Uh, does look like the one. He's quite the eccentric one out of the pair.
Yes, he is. Oh yes, yeah. Billy could, like I know him. Like he is quite the chill dude, but obviously he's really excited about being able to be in the UFC. So, oh man, it's
he was.
touchy because like basically I think that Billy Tarantino, like I think that he's a more well-rounded fighter, but
Mm-hmm.
Spike Carlisle is a trooper.
Yeah, you don't see a lot
So
of you don't see a lot of devout religious people in the UFC. It's interesting to see how that dynamic works between fighting and like keeping the faith. Like Wonder Boy does it, but yeah, you don't see that often. You see people like saying thank God for a lot of things like after their fights. Like you see that a lot with the Brazilian fighters. But yeah, uh, any fighter besides Brazilian fighters, when you see them being that devout about it, it's interesting.
yeah.
I'll go for the favorite and go with Alpha Ginger on this one. Oh, you were saying something?
No, no. Basically, I have to stick with my boy just because like I think that he's a well-rounded fighter and like he's tough as
Mm-hmm.
well. So, but I'm not gonna be surprised. No offense to Billy, if
Right.
Spike Carlisle actually lands a
Mm-hmm.
finish or PKO or something like that. So we will see. But I have my fingers crossed for Tarantino.
Mm. All right. So we disagree again.
Damn, no kidding.
uh,
It's funner this way. It's way
mm.
more fun this way. All
Oh
right.
yeah.
Okay, I because
Okay,
I
go
know
ahead.
that a lot of people like it's a love-hate relationship when it comes to heavyweight bouts
Right.
and heavyweight fighters. Like you said, it's kind of like you can make the argument that they're one-dimensional because a lot of
Hmm.
them are not usually experts or did not usually use their BJJ skills unless you're Fabricio Verdum or someone else
Yes.
that we mentioned, right?
Yes.
So this is gonna be interesting because I love these two juggernauts, as I like to call them.
Hmm.
Augusto Sakai versus Bagel Ivanov. Holy crap! Like I'm not trying to swear, but I was like, you know what? One of them is gonna get. One of them is gonna go to sleep. That's all
Yes.
I'm gonna say for that.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Sakai has a very yeah. His record speaks for himself, basically. Yeah.
14-1, guy. Like, you
Yeah.
serious right now? But here's the thing: Baglov, Ivanov, no joke. 18-3. They're both pretty much, veterans at this point,
Yeah.
obviously in the
Yeah.
game.
And this is outside the loss was outside the UFC. Since then, he's been pretty consistent with victories and also with his stand up. I think it's until he gets up to the higher rankings that he'll face like grappler problems. But for now, yeah, this will be his fight. It'll be in his favor against Blogoy Ivanov. But with that said, Blogoy Ivanov, he's just so tough. I mean,
Yeah.
he got a stab to the heart and still lived.
I know. Okay, guys, you have to, like, literally Google that story. It really just made my heart melt. So,
Yeah.
it's like, he is tougher than what many people
Mm-hmm.
would say. Because, not only that, obviously, if anyone has actually seen him fight, he's 18-3. That is no joke, especially in heavyweight. Do
Yes.
anybody understand that heavyweight, like, even title rounds, like, title defenses, do not last
Mm-hmm.
that long? They really
Yes.
don't. So imagine going 18-3, and imagine for Augusto Kai going 14-1 in heavyweight. They both obviously their hands are freaking dangerous. Like,
Yes.
obviously that's the reason why they've
Mm-hmm.
won most of their fights. Now, you're right. Ivanov is tough. I think Sakai is the more skilled fighter in my opinion, but I love both. You know what I mean? Like, they're not. No one is more dominant than the other in my opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why I think that I'm gonna go with Sakai. I know that his record speaks for itself, but, like, don't sleep on Ivanov, and one of them is gonna go to sleep. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how I will see it.
Yep. So yeah, yeah, I'll go with Sakai on this one as well. But I
We
think
agree
Blagoy will.
again.
Yep, Blagoy will give him the business.
Hell yeah, that's what I want to see though. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, so I mean, now I'm excited. I'm excited now because we're talking
Mm-hmm.
about the comeback of the chosen one, Tyron.
Yes.
Right? Yes, that's the meme right there. That's the gift right there.
Mm-hmm.
Against one of my favorite entire world, Gilbert Burns, who literally just beat a legend in Damian Maya. In terms of Damian Maya, to me is the best
Yeah.
in BJJ, especially with Nogi. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think that, like, that win for itself just really made me, like, it just opened my eyes
Mm-hmm.
to Gilbert Burns. I like, because I think a lot of people really do sleep on him. Speaking of sleeping on, right? And, like,
Yeah.
Tyron Woodley, like, here's the thing, I respect him a lot. He was a champion. He was quite the champion. He had a great run at it before he decided to take some time off. I really think that, like, in the beginning, when I saw Tyron with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson #1 fight,
Mm-hmm.
when I saw him with, obviously the veteran Robbie Lawler, that was the Tyron Woodley that I fell in love with. But here's the thing, towards the end, like, before that he took his break and stuff like that, he wasn't the same Tyron Woodley. He was doing more raps, and, like, I have his stupid rap in my head right now. But, like, that's the thing. Like, I think that I had to really see which Tyron Woodley is going to show up, because if it's the one that was, brawling with Robbie Lawler, then he obviously has a really great chance of winning this fight. Then
Mm-hmm.
that's the reason why I think Gilbert Burns is going to win this fight,
Right.
because I don't know which Tyron Woodley is
Mm.
going to show up. Right? I really can't. You really don't know. The last thing I saw about Tyron Woodley was his stupid new song. Like, that's pretty
Right.
much it, right? So,
And Tyron Woodley's chin hasn't been tested yet. I mean, he's taking good care of himself up to this point. I mean, that's why he looks great in the shape he's in for 38. Now against Gilbert Burns, he does have hands, but how well can he use them against Woodley? And Woodley is a very evasive wrestler. This is going to be a really good test for him.
Yeah, oh man, like I'm so excited because obviously I want Tyron Woodley to come back. I want to see him try to go for the title again. I want to see a rebirth, kind of like a rebirth because like I really wanted to see him when he was fighting Wonder Boy or he was fighting the Brawler, Robbie Lawler. We'll see. Like I'll be excited if he does pull off the victory somehow. But Gilbert Burns is someone that one should sleep on at all. Like he just beat, in my opinion, the greatest BJJ artist in UFC right now. So because of that, I'm gonna have to say Gilbert Burns. I would not. If anyone's betting on this, like you would take a risk because I don't even know which. 50,
this is this is a very difficult one. Tyron really does have all the tools to shut down anything Gilbert Burns will do. But I mean, that's what we thought about Kamaru Usman, but he was able to go through him easily.
Hey man, I made a lot of money. Because guys, everybody knows that Tyron Woodley is no joke.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the best welterweight champions in my opinion up until a few fights ago. And like I made a lot of money because I knew that it wasn't the same Tyron Woodley that I am so used to seeing. Calves blazing, like all the grappling, all the wrestling. Obviously, the striking is. I'm not seeing that. That's the reason why I'm gonna be safe, and I'm not usually the safe bet right now. A lot of people think that maybe going for Woodley is the safe bet. I'm like, I don't think so. If you actually look at how he, the last few fights.
Right. Man, this will be the part
That's
where
I
do.
Though,
yeah.
That's tough. I love both of them, in their own way.
Yeah, this will be the part where I take out a coin and just do a coin flip.
So are we doing that right now? Do you have a quarter on you?
I have a penny.
Good enough. We're actually gonna, guys.
Yep.
He's gonna talk.
I'll go with Burns for the spoil.
There you go. We agree again. So I feel like we're kind of 50-50 on these fights. Surprisingly, usually we agree more. But I think that because there's a lot of the matchups they're not terrible. They're actually, some of them are really hard to choose from, in my opinion. So it can literally go either way. That's why I love this sport. But I love it, but I hate it because it really can go either way. So it literally just makes you, just stand on your feet and see what's going to happen. Now, like I said, all I care about right now is that everybody is safe. I don't want no, Jacare Souza, incident. I don't want no Alex Hernandez incident where, their staff got it and they got it. So, I'm excited, though, tomorrow. And everybody stay safe, and we'll have a really good event. So.
Yep. Yeah. With all of that, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in to the live predictions for UFC Fight Night, Woodley versus Burns. This is Danty Analysis, zooming out.